Okay, I'm not going to make this anymore because I want to see if I can try to get back and get a couple hours of sleep before I have to get up. Um, this is 1920 by 1080. I just opened up a new document and made it 1920 by 1080. I've already shown you how to do that. And then I grabbed the rectangle tool and drew a rectangle. And then came over here to the position. You can see this are controls to fine tune. I want this to be on whole pixels, and right now it is, because snapping right there is snap to full pixels is on, so I'm not going to hit any fractions of a pixel, which is what I want. I want the width of this to be 20, and the height doesn't matter. I'll say 300. Okay? And then I want to zoom in. If I hold down the space bar, I get the hand tool. I can move things around. Spacebar and Command on a Mac, spacebar and Control on your Chromebook get you the magnifying glass. So now I'm going to select this. And in order to get where I went, I did a little third grade math. And if this is 20 pixels wide and the next one is 19 pixels wide and then 18, 17 on down to 1, well, that's 19 iterations. But I want this to move 20 pixels and duplicate it 19 times. So is there a way to automate that? In Illustrator, there's a blend tool. Here, the only blend you'll see is the blending mode right here. And this is not the blend tool in Illustrator, but blend modes are in both Illustrator and Photoshop. So that's a different beast altogether. So I couldn't figure out how to do this, and I saw this transform button. So I clicked on it and went, oh, cool, a panel, and it's got copies. So I can make 19 copies, and I want them to move from this upper left-hand corner. Oh, I want to anchor that upper left-hand corner so that everything moves from here in this direction. It's 20 pixels wide. There's 20 pixels. If I make 19 copies and click Apply, it looks like I get a big rectangle, but what I get is a whole bunch of these. Now again, I wanted to resize this. And when I went to transform, I thought, oh cool, I can anchor it here and then set it to 19 pixels. And it only has percentages. Now, I can do the math, and I would encourage you to use math. But this is me waking up in the middle of the night and being bleary-eyed, and I went, well, I don't care about just resizing this. So as long as snap to pixels, full pixels is on, I can grab this left-hand corner and just move this over. And watching up here, I can see this is 2. That's not right. I want this to be 1. And then click on this one, and I want this to be 2. And then on over all the way across. Now I'm going to stop this video here and then add after I've made 4, 5, 6 all the way to 19. So we've got that 1 pixel gap here, and we'll pick up the process from that point. And I just discovered something. If your internet gets spotty, Gravit will freeze. And eventually you'll get a message saying, hey, it was trying to auto-sync the file. And so just be aware. If Gravit freezes, just give it some time. And once your internet's back online, everything will be great. Okay, so here we've got this, and I wanted to go ahead and make these black, and I did this at this point. It's just went ahead and pulled this down. If you click here, that's not black. Notice the hex code. That's not black. That's close to black. It's a very dark color. You pull this all the way through the corner until the hex code's all zeros. And yeah, you've got, it's probably black. It is black right there. You've got the little swatches. But that's how you use the color fill. This isn't white. This is very light gray. That is white. Once you pull it through the corner, it's all Fs. Same thing with black. Okay, So now that you got that, I'm going to Command minus to make this a little smaller. And then I want to select this, copy it, paste it, and I don't get gravity. Sometimes it works perfect. Sometimes it pastes slightly off center. But what I want to do is I want to rotate this copy. Okay, I'm going to rotate it, and then I hold down Shift so it snaps, and then click and drag this. And again, hold down Shift so it snaps, and then I'm going to nudge it so these two align. So they're right on top each other. And if I go past it, you see it gets thicker. Go back, boom. Now I've got two of these right here. If I click on one of them and hit delete, now we have one shape. And when we select all these, this is going to be 799 is the width. And I want this to be a perfect square. So what I did, just made the height 799, making sure that this lock symbol is not engaged. Then when I hit return and Command 0, which brings us to the center, we get our little shape. But this shape is on this great big canvas. So I selected this and went, where is it? What are these things? Where can I find something to make this snap to the canvas? And poking around, what is this? An element backwards. And I literally can't remember how I did that. Clicked on the canvas. That's going to be it. There it is. There it is. Trim canvas. Okay, so right now the canvas is 799 by 799. If I hit Command 0 again, bring this back to the center, Command plus, and this should look kind of familiar to this. And yeah, some bumbling and fumbling there, but that's how you make discoveries and trying to figure all this out. Now, what can I do with this? That's a whole nother story. But the idea is, I don't know how this program works, but I just started exploring. And you saw in the making of this video that I made mistakes. And if you saw some of the outtakes, you'd know I made some huge mistakes because, number one, I haven't practiced this. I'm showing you something I just discovered. Workflow. Is there a better way to do it? I bet there is. And I bet once we spend more time in Gravit, we discover that. But I'm looking forward to your what ifs. Hey, if Skotchko can do that, I can maybe, and you're thinking in a completely different direction. This is the creative process in action. We help each other make new discoveries. Okay? Explore and have some fun. I look forward to seeing what you create.